Good day, beautiful Bravehearts. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe, and I just want to tell you right now that it is such an honor to have people come on the show because guess what? We're here for you. This is your show, and today this show is called The Perfect Day Lifestyle Live Q&A. So if you want to send in your questions, okay, to 469-861 8884. That's 469-861-8884. And just know that I'll be doing this show, and hopefully Lorraine will be still doing it with me. And we'll be doing it weekly, and we'll be doing it at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, okay? Just for those of you, so you can get your bearings. And I just want to welcome everybody all around the world onto the show. And I've got to tell you something. I am so excited about the future. Now, people go, are you so crazy? No, I am. I'm so excited about the future. You know, they can say what they want. They can do what they want. But guess what? I'm going to do what I want. And do you know what I want to do? I want to create a perfect day for myself and every one of my brothers and sisters all over the world. And I totally mean that. And that's why we do this show. Because think about this. What if you could do a perfect day? What does that mean? Well, from the moment you rise until you close your eyes on an emotional, mental, physical, nutritional level, you're not being programmed anymore. You are the programmer. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about you being the master programmer of your life. I want you to think about when these psychos threaten us, that guess what? You're not even listening. You're not even paying attention to them. You're paying attention to your life, because the one thing that we do know is that frequency matters. And the frequency that you put out, the right frequency, will depend on what your life is going to look like, because frequencies turn illness on, turn illness off. They turn people on, they turn people off. They bring up your vibration, they bring up your circulation. Okay, they bring up your attitude to gratitude. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to answer health questions here. And if we have time, we'll go through what a perfect day looks like, okay, on many different levels. First, this is only our second show doing this. So eventually, we'll get caught up with the questions. Lorraine has quite a few questions from people sending questions in, wanting to know about how to work with different products and things of that nature. But please, I want to make this perfectly clear. They've been strategizing for hundreds of thousands of years, okay? Because they call us the herd. They call this time the harvest. Well, guess what? They ain't harvesting this guy, okay? All right? They've never harvested my organs. They never harvest my joints. Okay. And guess what? Yes, it's true. You know, when I was younger, I did the alcohol thing. I did the drug thing. I wanted to fit in. I'll eat anything. I mean, this is just a garbage can. Step on my foot, my mouth would drop open. But that doesn't happen anymore. You know, when I look at food now, it's not food. It's life. When I look at food now, I ask myself, what is this bringing in? What type of life force is it bringing in? Because guess what? I want to make this perfectly clear. Whether you're talking about food or you're talking about nutraceuticals, which we sell. We don't sell supplements. We sell nutraceuticals, because if everybody in the health world actually understood frequency, they wouldn't sell supplements. They'd sell nutraceuticals. Just like when I look at food, I want to pick food that has the highest vibration. And understand, how many people know that the vitamins and the minerals, okay, and even all the physical part of the food leaves the body? Did you know that everything you drink leaves the body? The only thing that's left behind is the vibration, the frequency. Yeah. Do you understand that it's only been vibration and frequency that actually created the physical matter that you are, that the invisible creates the physical? That you've got issues in your tissues because you've got issues in your subconscious that you don't even know, because you bought into the reality that, guess what? This is my personality. Oh, yeah, I bet it is. And it isn't. Because understand something. Everybody wants energy. Everybody wants happiness. Understand something, whether we're having a bowel movement or listen, or we're doing anything else, we just want a better life. We want a happier life. We want a more energetic life. Whether you believe this or not, a country will go to war with another country because they think it's going to make them happier. Boy, have they ever been ruled, schooled, and fooled. Seriously? Think about that one. It's not so hard to program people until they decide they want to become the programmer. I'm going to be bringing Lorraine on in a second, and I'm going to tell you something. I've talked to probably, 8 to 10 people today, and they're on the edge. They're on the edge. And guess what? It's because their prominent dominant belief systems don't support a healthy, happy life. That's all. You change those prominent dominant belief systems, but guess what? This lady goes, well, how am I going to do that? And I said, well, you can go on to my library and you can do the Braveheart online emotional course. Okay, it's a masterclass. We don't charge for it. It used to be $1,200. We've got 25 masterclasses on our library for free. They're all for free. Okay. And the reality is there's no excuse why you're not rocking your world, while you're not walking into your doctor's office, and when he starts talking BS, the type that stinks, you just know that it is, and he doesn't even believe what he's even saying. And that's the truth. If you were to go through my library, if you were to download the Perfect Day Guide, Lori, can you see if you can grab that for me? I don't know if they're behind here or wherever, the Healthy 100. Okay, can I get them? So the reality is, there it is right there. Thank you, Rafa. This is called the Perfect Day Guide. You can get a copy of the Perfect Day Guide. Can you leave it up a little longer, Rafa? Thank you. You can get the Perfect Day Guide and for free. You can download it, pdgfree.com. And understand something, Rafa, can you bring it back onto me? And here it is right here. You can get it for $95 shipped to your door anywhere in North America. Anywhere throughout the world, we'll pay the first $25. That's all we can do. We can't pay more than that, or we'd be paying you to take the book. If you wanted to run this book off, it would cost you around $200 to $250 to run off. Yeah, oh yeah, the quality of it for sure. Understand something. Let me tell you something right now. We are Braveheart Nation, and we will do whatever we can, and we will deliver whatever we can at the lowest price that we can, because guess what? Are we in it to win it? Are we really going to come together as a Braveheart Nation? Are we really going to share information? Are we going to share our gift, our passion with each other so that we can actually come together? Because it's all about what? It's all about war within ourselves. It's all about war with outside ourselves. And that's got to end here. And I'm going to tell you, gentle baby loving steps is the way to do it. And the perfect day is the way to do it. You can talk to not thousands, but I bet you that we have taught millions of people around the world because of what we do and coming on our platforms and giving away all this free information. We have taught millions of people how to do a perfect day on a nutritional, physical, emotional basis. Just think if somebody is trying to get you to do something and you just love yourself for the first time so much that there's no battle, there's no fight, you're just not going to do it because you don't pick low vibrational frequency things anymore. Whether you speak them, drink them, eat them, live them, hanging around with low vibrational people, understand something. We need to have unconditional love for everyone. But I can't hang around with people that are going to toke, smoke, and drink. Okay, people that are going to abuse themselves, I'm just not going to do it. Okay, the reality is first and foremost, I said I'm a spirit being. I'm not going to dishonor this physical body, but understand something. My spirit comes first, and whether you believe this or not, do you actually think that people that are limping, people that are in walkers, people that are in electric wheelchairs, people that pick chemo, radiation, and drugs, that their spirit is high? There's no way. There's no way. There is absolutely no way. The lower your spirit is, the lower your vibration is, you're going to be like a magnet to those things that are lower vibrational. You bring your spirit up, okay, you just won't crave those things. You won't do those things anymore. What do you think, Lorraine?
That's true. That's true. The moment you start loving yourself, your life changes. It just does. You start looking at things differently. You start looking at what's going to bring that vibration up into the body and what brings it down. And then you've got a choice to make, whether you grab that thing that brings it down or whether you grab that thing that brings it back up. And, going through the library and looking at all of the nutritional stuff. So the highway to health, the holy crap, um, the domino effect of normal living. These are things that are going to help you understand how the body works. And then going into that Braveheart emotional work, that Braveheart emotional work by far is the most important thing that we could be doing to raise our vibration, because that is where that self-love is going to come back. Most of us, especially us women, we've been programmed to take care of absolutely everybody else. And at the end of the day, there's no time, no energy to do anything for ourselves.
Absolutely. And remember something, until you start to actually strategize, okay, that means that you have to start creating a strategy. You know, whether you want to believe this or not, we've all been programmed, okay? Oh, leave it up to us. We'll fix you when you're broken, okay? Don't you worry about it, okay? That's never going to work. You need to understand something, and it's very, very important that you must become the programmer of your mind if you want to become the master of your body. And you've all been programmed. Really? Why don't you do something and just sort of sit on the sidelines and watch the way that you move through your day? Watch the decisions that you make unconsciously and watch the way that you make decisions consciously, okay, with selling yourself out. Selling yourself out. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. It's like everything else. Very difficult to do. Oh, I think I want to become a ballerina. Okay, all right. Well, that's not easy to do. That's a really hard thing. My son, he became a professional ballet dancer, and now he's a professional choreographer. And understand, he would work on a move for days, for weeks, okay, when they were doing a big show. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you are not going to learn how to become patient with yourself, you will be a patient for the rest of your life. If you want to keep on making up excuses why you can't do things and putting the blame on everyone else, I'm going to tell you something. This lady came on the phone with me today, and Lorraine, she's going to be calling you for a consult. You already talked to her. Do you know who I'm talking about? And the first thing she came on and talked about, so we're not going to talk about her name. We're not going to talk about where she's from. Let's just say she's from Africa. Okay? All right? Okay. And her name was Paula. She comes on the phone and she goes, Dr. Wolfe, you know what? My husband, I didn't know it, but I think he was poisoning me on all levels. And when COVID came out and I was standing up for that, he put me in the insane asylum. Okay? And then after that, I told my daughter that my husband was, and I'm not picking on her. I hope she's watching this. This is not about picking on her. There's nothing wrong with her. She's not a bad person. She has bad beliefs that she picked up when she was in the womb that created a tomb. Or she picked them up before she even started walking and talking. It's not her fault. And then she says, and then I told my daughter that I think he's conspiring against me. And I'm sure he was, but he doesn't even know it. And she says, and guess what? My daughter then put me into the insane asylum again. And I said, okay, all right. So how's that serving you? How is that serving you? How is that serving you that anybody can put you into an insane asylum? I said, that's only because you didn't have any self-worth. And the reality is it's all about the suffering. What do you think you're going to get ahead for suffering? People really believe in that there's this kind of God, and the more you suffer, the better heaven's going to look later. I really don't know. I just told her, I said, you can't tell that story ever again. And you've got to send love, unconditional love to your daughter and your husband. I didn't tell you have to love them. Just send unconditional love, meaning don't hate them anymore. Don't blame them for all these years or whatever you went through. I do not blame anybody for anything. I do not blame the government. I don't blame the medical system. They came after me just a year ago with all guns blazing. I'm not going to blame them. That's what they should do. I challenge them. And what happens is when you challenge people's beliefs that are way over here, they're going to push back. They're going to push back. So understand that. They're going to push back. The husband, the daughter, they felt threatened. And because guess what? They don't know how to handle her. It's like, oh, what have they been programmed to do? If you can't handle something, give it to the medical system. And why? Because her talk, okay, was probably totally logical, okay? But because when your family doesn't back you, you go insane. Am I right, Lorraine? Lorraine, did you not feel like you were going insane because you weren't being backed by the people that loved you when you were trying to find yourself and break away from the man and wife model or the I'm a mother model, I'm a grandmother model? I mean, all of that can drive you crazy after a while. If you don't conform, you get kicked out of the herd, don't you?
That's right. That's right. You got to love yourself enough to take care of you first. And then you shine your light. Then
So if I can say this, I don't mean to cut you off, but you know what? The deal is she never loved herself enough. So it didn't matter. If it was abusive love, at least it was love. We are emotional beings. And if you don't want to get this and you don't want to love and care for yourself, then you just get ready because you're going to have one bumpy ride, baby. So you better buckle up. And the reality is, guess what? I don't need anybody to love me. I need everyone to love themselves. Wouldn't that be something if we all loved ourselves and we became that? Guess what? I don't think you'd see us going to war with each other. Do you? Because you have to be at war with yourself to go to war with another. And you think about that. You can't have one without the other. Lorraine?
Yeah, that's right. You know, you want to be able to bring that self-love back. The best way to do it is to go through on the library and first of all look at the Braveheart 12 Loving Steps and go through that. And for me, one of the best things I could have done for myself was the Braveheart oath in front of the mirror, because I was not, when I first started doing it, I wasn't even able to look at myself in the mirror, let alone say a word that might raise my vibration. So that the Braveheart Oath is an amazing thing that we can be doing to help bring that self-love back.
And guess what? Let's do the Braveheart Oath at the end of the show here, okay? And those of you that know it, why don't you say it along? And this is not a cult. This is an oath that anyone can say, okay? You're not being sucked into anything, but guess what? You know what people believe when they see this show? You're going to go to hell, Dr. Wolfe. You're teaching this unconditional love. Everybody thinks that if you had unconditional love for yourself, that the world's in danger. And it's exactly the opposite. And that's the truth. And if you don't believe me that people actually say that, I can confirm it. There'll probably be someone saying it tonight. The reality is this. We've all been programmed, and all we need to do is put our hand on our heart and walk the path of the heart. And if you did that, you wouldn't be attacking me or anybody else. You would allow people to have their beliefs. And isn't it kind of funny? Isn't it kind of funny, isn't it, that we attack each other for our beliefs? And I will never attack anybody for their beliefs. They can have whatever belief they want. I'm going to mind my own business, which is called the perfect day, strategizing from the moment I rise until I close my eyes. You just think about how many people you hate or you dislike. I hate broccoli. Geez, let's start there. Okay. The reality is watch how you speak, watch what you listen to, really analyze how you speak, and see how often you put yourself down or you believe that, you have little value or you're lower than average. Anyways, we'll get off of that, but we always like to come on and do a little bit of the mental thing, Because whether you believe it or not, how mental is this? 95% of your health is dependent on your mental. And your mental is dependent on your belief systems. And those belief systems aren't even yours. So if you're not living the life that you want, then you don't have the belief systems that you want because you've never, ever cracked the coconut. And this lady, I told her, I said, you can talk to Lorraine, you can get a consultation. But I told her, I said, look, if you don't come and take my course, my 9-day course, you're never, ever going to have your authentic self. You're not. But you'll be able to turn down the burner because Lorraine knows what she's doing. But how would you like to just own it? Understand something right now. If you can't live in the present moment, and if you get distracted from the present moment, it's over. What do you see what they're doing? They finally realized about 50 years ago, 75 years ago, that they could distract everyone. Come on, look at. I don't watch it. I just have people telling me, what's that, Ozempic? All right. So that commercial is on, like somebody told me, 12 times in a 2-hour movie on TV. So understand, we are so brainwashed that we'll sit there and not even get up unless we have to pee or go eat some more chocolate or Cheetos or get a beer. Okay. Not everybody, but most. And we'll sit there and watch that same commercial over and over again. And guess what? We'll get up and we'll just be like a zombie, and we'll go and we'll buy it and we'll take it. And right after we see all of the 5 minutes of how it's going to destroy us. So don't tell me that we're the most intelligent species on the planet until you have the most loving, unconditional belief systems. You run those, and I'll tell you, you've got intelligence, okay? And understand something, intellect is not intelligence. Lorraine, let's get into the products. I just wanted to stir things up a little bit, everyone, because guess what? Nobody wants it to get stirred up. And it's not you, it's not your heart, it's not your spirit, it's the subconscious. It was actually built and programmed that it will dishonor a new belief that could even change your life or save your life. You think I don't know this? I did my first full life coach course when I was 28 years old. I'll be 67 in 3 months. Understand something. I know what I'm talking about. And the reality is you're worth it. You're worth all the love in the world. Hey, Lorraine?
That's right. That's right. You deserve it. You're worth it. Just get on board. Start doing it. Baby steps in the right direction. That's the way we do anything. That's the way we change our life. Because if you try and do too much, you're going to get overwhelmed and then shut down.
Yeah.
So,
baby loving steps, right? And even when we do those, Lorraine, if we go back to the old lifestyle, what happens? What happens when you would go back and visit your old lifestyle, Lorraine?
yeah, I would swing back for a bit. And then I'd realize, what the heck am I doing? Get back on track, start loving myself again, and bringing that vibration back up.
And when you do not go in there and beat yourself up. You will never, ever just go, I got this. No, you won't. You won't have this. You'll stay away from your suffering addiction, your guilt addiction, longer and longer as time goes on. But understand something. Lorraine was totally into the suffering, weren't you? And so she had to go back and get the living crap kicked out of her to go, here we go again.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, but wait a minute. What did Darrell do years ago? Here he goes again. We all do it, okay? But we fall forward. You will never talk bad about yourself or pick on yourself again. Swear that you will not do that. And you will have the life you deserve. You know what? Treat yourself like you're a newborn at every given moment. And when things don't go right, okay, it's like this, okay? Can I just say something when you're trying to change? And then I'll get off the hot topic. All right. So we have a baby. The baby tries to get up and walk. And guess what? It falls down. So we go over and we kick it. And we say, walk, walk. What happens when you start trying to love and care for yourself? You'll fall back. And then you'll give yourself a kick. And you'll kick yourself while you're down. When you should be going, we got this. 3, 2, 1. There's a new sheriff in town. 3, 2, 1. I love myself for just doing it. Look at, I'm doing it. I'm not down as long, and I stay away longer, and I'm getting stronger. Repetition. Remember the ballerina. Okay. Remember, anything in your life, you never got good at anything unless you practice it. So you practice a perfect day on a nutritional, physical, emotional, and feed your spirit by walking the path of the heart. Lorraine?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Do you want me just to go right into the products?
Well, I do have, I don't know how late it is there. I guess it's earlier there, isn't it? Heather just sent in a question. Can I let her go first?
Sure.
Heather's from Australia. Hi, Darrell. This is Heather Hart. Just wanted to get some information. A friend of mine has Crohn's disease. Everybody, that's called lead pipe disease. And the person actually, has eaten holes into their intestine. Tell me, this person loves himself. Seriously, guys, whether you believe it or not, the invisible, creates the physical. The psychological rules the biological. End of story. And that's the God's truth. We see it all the time, don't we, Lorraine?
That's right.
Okay. But don't worry. If you come to Lorraine and you want to protect your emotional part, she won't touch you. Will you, learn? Because guess what? People get really upset. You go in and try to tell them that, hey, that belief, no way. You can show them how to clean out the physical waste. But when you try to show them how to bring in a beautiful, prominent, dominant belief system that they should love themselves, they could morph into something ugly. Because guess what? We've been taught that, guess what? We're not worth loving. Right, Lorraine?
That's the truth. That's the truth. We've got to be able to come back to that self-love and start taking those baby steps. And like Darrell said, when you fall back, be like that beautiful little child who's learning how to walk. They're going to get up. They're going to try it again. And that's
you fell back. Say I fell forward.
That's right. You want to fall forward.
And falling forward means I will love myself no matter how I fail. I can do a complete fail, and guess what? I will love myself anyway. And guess what happens? You just put this on notice. Okay? Anyway, so Crohn's disease, it's a scar tissue issue. It's pitting in the intestines. It usually happens in the small intestine, but it can basically happen anywhere. And I haven't got my book with me at the moment. It's at home, and I just wanted to give her a quick rundown on what it actually is and the protocol that you would use for people. Well, most people, not everyone, but a lot of people that have Crohn's disease are underweight. And do you know why? Because their mind never stops. I can't, no matter how much I eat, I can't seem to gain weight. I have a high metabolism. There's no such thing as a high metabolism. There's no such thing as a low metabolism. There are people that have poor circulation because they have physical blocks of calcium and scar tissue in their body due to inflammation, and they also have impaction of poop. Yes, that's the waistline. It's called a waistline because it's usually full of waste with most people. You haven't noticed how people are blowing up? Anyways, in this case, this person is usually malnourished. They usually could be underweight. And the reality is this, Heather, they need to drink structured water. They need to get on Beyond Ormus Minerals. They need to do about 80 drops a day, okay? They need to do the black gold, and they can start off with a level teaspoon, but we want them to work their way up to a level tablespoon twice a day. And that's mixed with a blender drink of berries, oat milk, or almond milk, or coconut milk. And they can even put like a 1 raw egg in there to help to build them up. But you have to understand something. This is an inflammatory illness. But you know what? Everything's an inflammatory illness, okay? Because you have to understand, when you create stress, okay, in your life, and when you eat an inflammatory diet is the more you look, the worse the more you cook, the worse you look, the more you fry, the sooner you die. and it's the sugars, it's the flours, it's the seed oils, okay? It's too much animal protein, and it's not chewing your food properly, and it's not food combining. And all of that is in the Perfect Day Guide. It's all in the Perfect Day Guide. I want to tell you that whether or not you have Crohn's disease, or whether or not you have polyps in your colon, whether or not you have liver problems, a Perfect Day diet will take care of it all almost. You know, and the reality is, we want to look at it, if it's a woman, vaginal infusion, the ultimate coffee enema, definitely colon cleansing with daily cleansing tea, which we've got up here on the board right now, and black gold. But understand something. If she's underweight, she might want to take a look at SON formula to build her amino acids up. And let's do smaller meals that are mono diet, or only two things. Never starch and protein. It could be a protein and a salad. It could be a starch and a salad, or it could be a salad and a steamed vegetable, but better off that it be a blender drink. I know you don't believe this, but honestly, you know, I'll do a blender drink. I did a blender drink today. First thing in the morning, I always drink a quart to a quart and a half of warmed hot water with Ormus minerals in it, okay? Whenever I get up in the middle of the night, I always do Merigen, okay, which is the most powerful ionic calcium therapy you can do. That's myself, right? I mean, I'll take my nutritionals, but I don't eat until supper. I mean, that's it. That's the first meal of the day for me. And today we're going to be doing, believe it or not, we're going to be doing fresh caught salmon, okay? And then we're going to do a large salad, and we're going to do a steamed vegetable. And we only have fish probably once every 2 to 3 weeks. And just know this, if it's farm fish, if it's farmed, just know it's full of worms, okay? So you're just going to be full of parasites. But just know this, everyone, that 99 out of 100 people have parasites, and the parasites weren't actually got through the food they ate. The parasites are actually grown and developed inside their body due to them becoming a swamp and backing up stagnation. This person with the Crohn's disease has parasites. You can't have a dis-ease without parasites, because a dis-ease means you have low integrity tissue somewhere, and that tissue is actually rotting. Now, where have you ever seen something rotting, like a dead animal or a dying animal, that didn't have parasites? Well, human beings are no different. So this person needs to really check into their emotions. I would look at the 12 loving steps, get yourself a love band, or just even a hair band, and really go read about that, do the mirror work. And the other thing is, believe it or not, clapping. Get a clapper, okay, and clap your shoulders, your neck, your face, and your head, because believe it or not, a lot of this intestinal stress is, I feel like my stomach is in knots. Well, it's not your stomach, it's your intestines. Lorraine, is there other things you'd like to add?
Well, definitely they can be doing the vaginal infusion and the ultimate coffee enema, or maybe they need to, as long as you're not underweight, maybe they need to be on an advanced water fast to create those stem cells and autophagy.
And understand something, we did say advanced water fast, because believe it or not, go ahead and do a water fast. Find out what trouble you get into. Do you know how toxic we are today? Do you know how toxic we are today? Okay, whether you believe this or not, okay, in 3 years, okay, the toxins that the average person accumulates, it took 30 years, 50 years ago to do it. 30 years to 3 years. Did you get what I just said? I hope you can do the math. So now when people go to do a water fast, they unleash all these toxins way too fast, way too hard. You've got to get all the portals opened up. That's why you do the vaginal infusion. That's why you might want to check out therapeutic vomiting. And understand something, somebody that has Crohn's disease, they could use therapeutic vomiting because they swallow a lot of emotional BS. How much BS do you put up with? If you put up with stuff from your husband, your wife, your children, and guess what? You try to swallow that. You go ahead and you don't resolve it, or you don't walk away from it. If you can't resolve it, you got to walk away. Is that true, Lorraine?
That's right.
Most people I met with Crohn's disease, they're eating themselves out from the inside out. What do you think ulcerations are? I know it's a bacterial problem, But guess what? When you've got a low emotional frequency, you think that doesn't bother you physically, Lorraine?
Of course, it's going to bother you physically. You've got to start reaching for better. You've got to start doing the baby steps in the right direction and keep moving forward. And just know that if you didn't do it right now, guess what? As long as you're breathing, you've got another now. So we've got to take advantage of all those nows.
And guess what? The power is in the now. The power is in the moment. Does anybody get how government and medical system and corporations never want you in the present moment? They want you fearful or regretful. Well, no, that's religion. Okay. The reality is this, and I'm not saying all religion, so I didn't put you down. Okay, just letting you know that guess what? Everything's a story, and you better rewrite your own story. That's really important, everybody. Just take a look at your story and ask you, is it really supporting you? And understand, most people only keep their story because they believe they're unworthy. And guess why they do? Because the story is making them feel unworthy. I'm going to write a story that makes me feel like really good about myself. And when I fall down, I'm not going to ever beat up on myself. Or when someone else falls down, I'm not going to beat them up either. That's the thing. When you come for a consultation from Lorraine or from me or anyone else, you can fall down as often as you want. We're not going to tell you, oh my God, you're so stupid. You're wasting our time. You can ask us the same question over and over again. Why? Because guess what? There's no such thing as ADD. There's such thing as anxiety and a toxic diet. And understand, all of these things have never existed until the last 20 years. Oh, but nobody thinks about that. Like I said, on my one-a-day today, there was a guy, and he talked for 15 minutes on how he respects and loves his wife, and she's got ADHD. And he explains her whole day, which is totally crazy. And if you were to take a look at the diet, the drugs, the lifestyle, you would understand that's the ADHD. All right. So anyways, if you have any questions, you can send them in to 469-861-8884. Okay. Or if there's any questions on Facebook, Carla's Manning Facebook, she'll send them to me. Okay. Or from, I think, Instagram. I don't know if any come on TikTok or not. I'm not up on that. And Zoom. Lorraine, what would you like to talk about?
Starting going through the products, because a lot of people have been asking me about, different questions about the products. The daily cleansing tea, people don't read the instructions anymore. They just don't. So with the daily cleansing tea, you're only going to use 2 bags to make 4 quarts. And if you've got a small refrigerator, then you're going to use 1 bag to make 2 quarts. So you're going to put some structured water into your pot and bring it to a boil. Take that structured water off the element, let the boiling stop. And if you've got 2 quarts in there, you're going to put 1 tea bag. If you've got 4 quarts in there, you're going to put 2 tea bags. And then you're going to let it steep for 8 hours. After that, you're ready to start taking it. If you've never taken it before, you want to start slow. So 4 ounces in the morning, 4 ounces in the evening, and see how you do with that. And then when you're ready, increase it to 8 ounces in the evening. 8 ounces in the morning, 8 ounces in the evening. And a lot of people just like it straight out of the fridge. Some people like to warm it up, and either way is fine. Just don't bring it to a boil, because it's all about vibration. And the more you cook something, the more you diminish the vibration.
Thank you. And just know this, everyone, that when you start with the tea, okay, so just know that we have people that go, oh, I am super sensitive. I can't take anything to detoxify me. And also know about the daily cleansing tea. There's no laxatives, no stimulants. No laxative, no stimulants. And just know that all it does is it actually supports every detox organ in your body. It supports your blood, your liver, your lymph system, your colon, your lungs, and your kidneys. And that's what it does. And people say, yeah, well, why do I have the bowel movements? Because it's the herbs in there that do it. And we use frequency on these herbs. So I won't get into that part, but if you understand frequency, you understand that we use energy medicine on these herbs to actually charge them up. Now, I will have people that say, I absolutely can't do anything. And I go, well, then guess what? What I want you to do is I want you to start off with one drop in a glass of water. One drop. That won't do anything. And then I want you to understand something, and this is the truth. I'm not saying there's no physical response, but most of the time it's psychological. And if it's not psychological totally, it's psychological by 80, 90%. You hear what I'm saying? And very toxic people cannot handle high vibrational things. And that's the God's truth. You know what? Can you stand being around really low vibrational toxic people? You can't, can you? Well, what do you think? Toxic situation. I mean, it's the gap's too big. So guess what? And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this person is low vibrational. I'm saying that this person is stressing themselves out. They've also bought into a belief system that they're really sensitive and they can't detoxify. And oh, guess what? A medical doctor probably said, oh, you can't detox. You're one of those people that can't detoxify. And then they keep saying it to themselves, You want to know something? I don't believe in disease because there's no disease. There's just actually love messages from your body that you don't know how to love and care for yourself. That's it. And then those love messages get turned into what doctors would say their symptoms, or even health people say their symptoms. And I don't believe in symptoms. Those symptoms, if not unchecked and you don't know how to align yourself, become diseases because now you get a bigger name. Oh, and then you find out that, you know what, you have to live with it because they haven't found a cure. Or it's genetic, which that's BS, a dysfunctional belief system, because there are no genetic diseases. Isn't that something? All the way to cancer. And you know what? Guess what happens when people believe in cancer? What happens? They get it. Oh, only 60% of the population gets cancer now. And understand something. Why don't you do your homework, okay, and find out how many people were getting cancer before the Cancer Society decided to actually put 4 times the money into advertising cancer. That went up like a skyrocket. Oh, and by the way, does anybody know who started the American Cancer Society? How about the Rockefellers? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, well, they really care for us. So the reality is the whole thing, you have to understand that, guess what? Your beliefs create everything. Okay? Your beliefs create everything. And guess what? It doesn't matter how insane the belief is. Okay? The more you feed it, the bigger it becomes. You can't see clear. People can't see their own belief systems. So I said, start with one drop. But what's that going to do? Well, we just want to see if it's going to do anything because you're super sensitive, right? That's what you said. Okay, and what are we going to do the next day? 2 drops. What are we going to do the next day? 3 drops. What are we going to do the next day? 4 drops. And I said, guess what? Once we get to 100 drops, we'll see how you're feeling. Understand something. It took us what? Because she didn't want to do it. She goes, I'm not going to do this. After about, I don't know how long it was. I think it was maybe 8 to 10 days. She goes, I can do more. Because guess what? We just had to prove it to here. So guess what we did? We went and did a whole teaspoon, right? And then from there, we went to the ounce. From there, we went to 2 ounces. And it took us like 3 weeks, I think. And guess what? We were up to 4 ounces twice a day. And guess what? I'm going to tell you something. It's not even taking the daily cleansing tea. The biggest breakthrough is knowing that she wasn't a victim. The biggest breakthrough, she said, was knowing that she's not a victim anymore. And guess what? That she can detoxify. So understand, if somebody tells you a lie, and then you tell yourself enough that lie, you become the lie. Isn't that what's happening in the world today? So I want to tell you, when you start, if you're the type of person that's really toxic, don't do 4 ounces. Do 2 twice a day. And if you're really toxic and nervous about this, do 2 ounces when you go to bed tonight. And then in the morning, let's see if you go to the bathroom. And if you don't go to the bathroom or it's very small, do 2 more ounces. When you start feeling more confident about it, you move into the 3 ounces twice a day. Then you move into the 4, then you move into the 5. And then you're going, whoa, what's that? And you're going, man, I feel so good. Let me tell you something. I take daily cleansing tea every morning and every night. When we're traveling, we do the caps. You can believe it or not believe it. But I'm a lean, keen machine, okay? I'm telling you right now, yesterday I did a quart blender drink. I did about 3 quarts of different liquids with nutritionals in them that I do, okay? And last night we went to Frankie, We Salute You, which is an organic restaurant here in Kelowna, and I had a bowl, okay? And it was mainly made out of lentils, okay? A little bit of beans, not much, okay? And then it had salad in it, and it had also cauliflower that had some really tasty seasoning and some broccoli in it. That was it. It was delicious. I was finished. I was completely satisfied and full. And I know you may not want to hear this, but I got up this morning and I had 3 big bowel movements. And you go, well, where's all this food come from? Well, it comes from the fiber. And understand something. If you take your finger, okay, your second finger, take your second finger and put it on your thumb. That is the width of your bowel movement. And it's supposed to be 5 to 7 inches long. And it's supposed to come out and it's supposed to be tapered on the end. It's not supposed to come like a rock and sink to the bottom. It's not supposed to be rabbit pellets. That means you're impacted. You're rotting out. It's not supposed to be a ribbon. That means that you've got inflammation in your intestines and your intestines are shutting down and there's adhesions wrapping around and choking from the inflammation. So understand this. So start off with the tea. And listen, you ladies, because men today, they're almost unteachable. They're almost unreachable, especially on an emotional and nutritional level. And I'm not saying all men, but most men. If it wasn't for the men, we wouldn't be in this problem today. It's horrendous. And guys, I'm not trying to pick on you, but it's the truth. And the reality is guess what? You can put it in their soup. You can put it in their coffee. You can put it anywhere and it's still going to work. You are not going to harm it. So the daily cleansing tea, and what you're going to find after a while is, wow, you know what? I'm losing weight. Wow. No, the cellulite's leaving, because cellulite is just a storage for infection and inflammation, just like fat cells. That's all it is, everybody. And varicose veins is you having impactions in your large intestine, blocking your waistline, which is the circulation to your lower body. So you get varicose veins. And then go ahead, get them stripped out and find out how that works. They're only going to come back. You needed to get rid of the beaver dam, which is to do proper colon cleansing using daily cleansing tea and using something like black gold. Lorraine?
Yeah.
How's that?
Beautiful. Daily cleansing tea is one of our flagship products, and it tastes delicious. I really love it. I've got my grandkids, even my 2-year-old grandchild, drinking it. You know, and if you're feeding it to someone who is short like that, you want to again start smaller than what an adult would. You know, go by weight, and our products are based on someone 150 pounds. So if that child is 50 pounds, you're going to give them 1/3 of what we just talked about.
Yeah, it always comes down to weight, everyone. So, you know, we hit it right on the head. Thank you, Lorraine. And believe it or not, even when it comes to a newborn, everyone, they still need to be detoxified as well. So just know that. Everybody needs detoxification. We'll see newborns born and they've got eczema all over the body. Remember something, and please don't take this wrong, ladies. I'm not trying to beat up on you, but 90% of the baby to 95% of the baby is all on the woman's shoulders. And the reality is your baby is the end result of your emotional, nutritional, and physical lifestyle. So your personality is that baby's reality. So you better really take that in, and people don't. And I'm telling you right now, those who control the planet, they don't want you to take that in. They want you to get done in. Lorraine?
Yeah, and that's why we've got the pain-free pregnancy. You know, what if we could get to people 2 years before they were even thinking of conceiving and get them to start changing how they do life and how they view life? Can you imagine, 2 years later, they're going to be bringing in this beautiful spirit being. That beautiful spirit being is going to have an amazing gestation period, and they'll be able to birth that baby with no pain.
Oh yeah, that baby will come out within 20 to 40 minutes, and I don't care who you are. And everything else is BS, a dysfunctional belief system. I don't care if you said it took you a day to birth the baby, 2 days, 3 days. It's all about scar tissue. It's all about calcification because your joints are frozen and you've got issues in your tissues. You're not elastic anymore. You can't even open up anymore. Inflammation causes swelling, causes water retention. Please. And inflammation, constipation. Almost every woman's constipated. You know what you're doing? You're pooping in the apartment of the baby. Don't ask yourself why it's rolling and wriggling and kicking. Okay. How is there loving in the oven? That's what I want to know. Okay. Annie, hi, Darrell and Lorraine. I know you have a book. Here it is. I know you have a book called Healthy to 100. Okay. Since I'm in my 80th year, do you have a book, Healthy to 120? And I'll tell you something, Annie, we do, because this is the book that's going to get you there. And Annie, if you're 80, just know this, we wrote it in a way, see, that you can read it. It's not small print. It's not gray print. All right. And you can download it, PDG free.com if you want the digital. And Annie, any senior citizens, I will give you 15% off the perfect day guide. And understand something, we are running a slim margin here. Okay. But I would do that for you if you wanted the book. But if you want to live to 120, I'm telling you right now, I want anybody to challenge, whether you're a health practitioner, go ahead and read this book and tell me that this isn't the most powerful, personal, massive, take action book for all human beings on this planet. This is my gift to everybody. I can't give it away for free, the book, but we get 1,000 made, okay? In Canada, we're going to get 1,000 made in the United States and 1,000 in Australia. And then we get them to everyone just above cost. And that's why I'm saying, Annie, I'd have to check it, but we do try to get 15% off to seniors. All right.
Darrell, are they still getting the Healthy to 100 when they purchase that book?
When they purchase this book, that was on book day. Okay.
Oh.
That was on book day. We'll do it again sometime, but the reality is, wow, we can't do that all the time. No.
Okay.
No. But maybe you could do it, Lorraine.
Maybe I could. Yeah.
Okay. Clarissa, can I add black diamond to an Epsom salt bath? Absolutely. But I think that'd be wasting it. No, we want to add that either to vaginal infusion or to an ultimate coffee enema, or we want to take it orally in what we drink, because it goes into the bloodstream, it goes into the brain, it goes into the cells, it drops off 70 micronutrients, and it'll load itself up 400% of its weight in parasites, heavy metals, GMOs, and chemicals. And you know what you want to put with your Epsom salts in the bathtub? Half a box to a full box of baking soda. Watch how nice your skin's going to be. So Epsom salts and baking soda. Try that. It's more inexpensive, and you're going to love the feel. Okay. Gina, I have fresh spring water. Can I use that for the tea? Absolutely. Right, Lorraine?
Yep. Spring water is structured water. It's the way that Mother Nature has provided it for us. And, it worked for thousands of years. Everybody drinking
spring water is structured water if it comes off a mountain, not if it comes up from the bottom. Okay, there's a difference. If it's a spring coming up from the ground, that doesn't mean it's structured. If it's a spring coming off of a mountain, it's the rolling of the water and the coming up against the rocks that does the structuring. Okay.
Yeah, and you can look in the library, the DACA Detox Library, for more information on the structured water. It is fourth phase water. You can look at that book for more information on the structured water.
And that says, can I add berries to the tea for a smoothie, or should it be taken alone? No, you can add the tea to the smoothie. I already told you, you're not going to affect the actual process or the strength of it. It's going to do its job. It really is. Okay. All right. It's a high frequency tea. This is not a laxative tea. There's no laxative in it. There's no stimulants in it. Lorraine, what else would you like to talk about?
Well, I get a lot of questions about the difference between black gold and black diamond. Do I have to take both? And yes, you do. And it's because the black gold works in the digestive tract. It takes about 2 days for it to transition out of the digestive tract. And the black diamond, make sure I'm saying it right, the black diamond works in the bloodstream, and it's small enough to work in the brain too. So yes, we need both of them.
And the black diamond will also get into the cells. So it will actually get into your cells, everyone. It crosses the blood-brain barrier. Go ahead, Lorraine. Thank you.
Yeah. So the black gold, that's what we see on the screen back there. It gets rid of viruses, bad bacteria, fungus, parasites, grabs onto heavy metals, escorts it out the body, balances your hormones, balances your metabolism. It's going to help you build muscle. It's going to help you gain weight if you need to gain weight, lose weight if you need to lose weight. It supplies the nutrition for the good microbiome. So you don't have to be taking prebiotics or probiotics. So those ones you can turf once you start this. And prebiotics and probiotics, they are not the same as what your mother gave you. And you want the good microbiome to flourish, not putting foreign microbiome in.
Yeah, you can take your good bacteria, but other good bacteria, but it'll help calm things down. But it can never reinstate it, because it's an alien. The only thing that can actually hold and come back really strong is your mother's bacteria, and everybody has some. Even if you've done antibiotics or radiation and chemo, you still have it. But the reality is, if you dug a 10-foot hole, are you going to have a 10-foot ladder? You can't put a 1-foot ladder and think that if I climb it 10 times, I'm out. You're not. And that's the frustration part. Let me tell you something. You can do what you want, but guess what? Nobody charges $150 for a consultation, which we do. All our consultants do that. I charge more, but my consultants charge $150. If you go to docafdetox.com, click on consultations, Lorraine is one of the consultants. And the reality is, you're going to get someone to help you create a perfect day strategy from the moment you rise till you close your eyes. And the reality is, you can call as often as you want. And let's say that Lorraine runs off with someone and she goes and hides out in the rainforest in Panama. We never hear from her again. You can call me. Don't be shy, or call any of our other consultants. Right? Are you going to be running off to the rainforest anytime soon?
Not anytime soon. No, no. I'm here in Calgary. I've got the Cell Sonic, and I'm building an amazing place for people to come and start healing.
Yes, you are. And everybody, I want you to understand that the humic and the fulvic that we carry, and this is a big statement, we're the only ones that do not use chemicals in our processing of our humic fulvic. The only ones in the world. Oh, and if you don't believe me, how do we actually, you can take our fulvic and it'll actually put it in your eyes to help to get rid of eye degeneration. You think I'm kidding? No. You start using our Bright Eyes fulvic, and I don't care Do not wait until you have an eye problem, because everybody's looking at blue light, whether it's the phone, whether it's the TV, whether it's the computer, whether it's the LED lighting. At least do one thing, okay? Bring down the inflammation, bring down the heavy metals, bring down the infection in your eyes. Do you like burning eyes? Do you like dry eyes? Do you like itchy eyes? Do you like floaters? Do you like cataracts? Do you like myopia? Do you like all of these things? Well, guess what? They weren't around before. They're all around now. And whether you want to believe this or not, your optician, guess what? He's not a real doctor. He doesn't help your eyes heal. They don't. They give you chemicals or they give you glasses to make you see better. Whether you believe it or not, you get a pair of our Teslas, eyewear, get a pair of the Fulvic, the Tesla eyewear, get the Bright Eyes, okay, to put in your eyes, okay? And you can even add putting in infinite iodine. We have the only non-toxic iodine. You can put it in your eyes to help disinfect your eyes if you have any type of eye infection, and you're going to see a big difference. Anyways, let me get back to talking about the humic fulvic. The black gold, okay, which you see right here, okay, when it hits the large, all the way down from your mouth to the rectum, it is clearing out parasites, heavy metals, acidity, chemicals. And when it gets to the colon, okay, and it sits in there, it creates an environment that mummy's bacteria flourishes. And that is the golden ticket right there. And I'm going to tell you something right now, everybody. Go ahead and do your parasite cleanse. Go ahead and do a parasite cleanse 3 times a year, because that's what a lot of people do, because they're so freaked out about parasites. Or you can take black gold for your intestines, black diamond for your blood, for your tissue cells and brain, and daily cleansing tea, and just do a little bit of each of those each and every day. It's not expensive. It isn't. You can do a teaspoon of black gold twice a day in a blender drink. Okay. You can do just a little bit of black diamond in the water that you drink. It don't stir it. It mixes itself. It has that much energy. And you'll see how energetic it is, the black diamond. And then you do your daily cleansing tea, and you'll never worry about parasites in your whole life. Understand something. Doing a parasite cleanse does not get rid of parasites. Parasites live there because you have a swamp going on. What came first? The swamp or the mosquito? The swamp, then the mosquito. And then guess what? If I get rid of all the mosquitoes, is the swamp still there? Not until I bring the water in and the water circulates out do they leave. As soon as we get circulation, okay, we do not have stagnation. When we don't have stagnation, we don't have inflammation. When we don't have inflammation, we don't have putrefaction. We don't have the bugs. We have the good bugs, good bacteria. And guess what? There are even good worms. There's a little worm crawling right here on top of my eyelid, back and forth. That's all he does all his life. And he eats the dead skin cells that fall off the top of my eyelid. And that's the truth. Go look it up. So we're not trying to kill anything, everybody. You see all these practitioners, take my parasite cleanse. No, don't take my parasite cleanse. Let's just have a perfect day and we'll have no parasites. Let's have a perfect day and we'll have no fungus. Let's have a perfect day and we'll have no viruses, because viruses aren't alive. Viruses are just caused because you're bloody well toxic. Okay, it's that time of the year, the weather changes and you're toxic. So guess what? It's called a cleanse. That's all it is.
Yeah. One of the things that I get questioned about our fulvic and humic is how the expiry date on it. And people don't realize that this stuff is from thousands of years old already. It's not going to expire,
Yeah,
so
humic fulvic is thousands of years old. And people will call up and go, oh, I don't know, Listen, can I say something, everyone? I just want you to understand that the FDA is making us put things on our labels that are ridiculous. Life is ridiculous. That's all it is. You call us, we're not going to lie to you. And I promise there's no reason to lie. We're not here to lie. Okay? And just know this, you could just leave that black gold and put it in your inheritance.
And it's really good for your plants too. That's where it came from originally.
And your pets.
And your pets.
No, if they didn't strip the soil of all the humic fulvic, we wouldn't be selling it to you. And the only reason why we sell these high vibrational nutraceuticals is because they're poisoning us on every level. Tell me they're not. Tell me they're not. And understand this. When we come together as a Braveheart Nation, maybe I'll be put out of business. And wouldn't that be beautiful? Because we can always go do something else. And that's the deal. So let's see if we can get enough people, okay, doing things like with Jim Gale, your front lawn and back lawn, and you're creating a food forest abundance where people are walking down the street and they're hungry. And guess what? They go and they look at this tree growing in your front yard and they grab something and they just keep on walking. What if we all did that? What if we all stopped going to the corner store? What if we all stopped going to the supermarket? Because supermarkets only have 3% of food that's edible. 3%. I'm talking about high vibrational, organic, not okay with the appeal on it. Go look up appeal, everyone. Okay. What's going on?
Yeah. Someone thinks it's dinner time, but I'm good. I'm good. It's all good.
Okay. All right. This is real TV. Okay. It is. Okay. So Dr. Wolfe, this is from Deborah. Can I take the Ocean Essentials? I don't have a gallbladder. Guess what? If you want to take fish oil or even krill oil, you better have a gallbladder. Because you won't be able to digest them. Ocean Essentials, they absorb 400% better than any type of fish oil, krill oil. I just love this, Oh, krill oil is much easier to digest, and they're trying to sell you because the krill are smaller. And understand, you will never, ever burp up our Ocean Essentials, okay? Even if you don't have a gallbladder. And everybody needs essential fatty acids, okay? So yes, and I'll tell you right now, Lori and I do 10 a day. I don't do less than 5 if you're an adult, and then take it down from there. Okay, you're going to read on the bottle, but it's wrong because we have to minimize everything to keep the FDA happy because they're trying to protect you from us. Okay, and that is a little bit of sarcasm. They're trying to not protect you from us. They're trying to protect who they work for. And you know what? I'm going to say it because it's the truth. It's the truth. The FDA does not care, and they do not care. They're not in healthcare. How could they care? All right? Okay.
Most products,
go ahead.
most products out there want you to be on that tipping edge where you're not thriving and maybe you're surviving. And that's not what we're doing. We want you to thrive. And that's why these products are high vibrational, no fillers, no additives, there's no chemicals. You can't go wrong with these things.
Yeah. Despy says, can I put fulvic drops on my eyes while wearing contacts? Absolutely. And you want to, because contacts are irritating and inflaming to your eyes. And that's the deal. If you put fulvic drops, like Bright Eyes fulvic drops, in your eyes, and I'll tell you, if I had contact lenses, I would be putting the fulvic drops probably anywhere from 3 to 6 times a day in my eyes. And Despy, guess what? That's going to cost you a whopping few cents. And the reality is it makes real good sense because your eyes are going to feel fresh, not irritated. And I'm not kidding. And the more you do it, the healthier your eyes are going to be. Because what did I tell you? The Bright Eyes is just going to go in and remove the inflammation to stop the scar tissue formation and the crystallization, which is cataracts. And that's the deal. It's going to get rid of floaters, which is mucus from the inflammation. It's also going to get rid of things like even myopia. Oh my God, no, you can't. Yes, you can. Detached retina. Okay, all right. And if you've got a cataract in the front, you've got to build up in the back. And that's why we tell everyone to take the Bright Eyes and actually take Bright Eyes in our Silver Bullet liquid 50-50 and nebulize like you're addicted to it so that it goes in your sinuses because it's just a big cave back there. You can walk behind the eyes, you can walk into the ears, right? You can go traveling where you want. Okay. So, and when you nebulize, it goes into your blood, it goes into your brain, but it clears things out. And you can also nebulize straight infinite iodine, the only iodine in the world that's pure, and you can nebulize infinite iodine. Okay. We actually have, and it's mainly elderly people. How many people know that elderly people are passing away more from lung problems than anything else? How many people know that you have lung problems because you have bowel problems? No, I don't. Yes, you do. Okay. There's a big correlation to that. You fill up from the bottom up. How many people know that you're drowning in your own mucus, and that mucus is creating stagnation, which is causing the bad bacteria and the fungus in there? Oh, yes. I'm telling you the truth. And then if there's enough inflammation, you're going to have scar tissue formation. And understand something. You start nebulizing infinite iodine like your life depended on it, and tell me what your lungs look like, because we have people that have had stage 4 inflammation and they don't have the money to do other things. And understand something. They might have done some of our products, but they're not able to do a stage 4 inflammation. They call it cancer. We don't, because guess what? There's no such thing as a cure. There's such thing. Remember something. Disease is only created from the absence of life in that part of the body. The absence of circulation. We don't cure anything. We don't heal anything. We give you things that bring you back into alignment, right down to the cellular level. Okay. Lorraine?
Yeah, exactly. You want to be able to give your body what it needs so it can do the work that it always has been able to do. You know, we get a cut, we don't question the fact that it's going to heal. Everything else we question. And it's again, ruled, schooled, and fooled that we don't know anything about what's going on in our body. You know, you are the person who knows what's going on in your body. And a doctor cannot tell you that you've got X amount of time to live. They know statistics. They do not know the spirit of you.
Beautiful. And that says IGF. I have IGF-1. I don't know if it's 25,000 or 300,000. Does it expire? 2 years after you open it. Okay? 2 years after you open it. The worst problem we ever have is that if it sits, the tip of the eyedropper bottle will just get a little bit of a blockage, and then you just put it under warm water. Okay? All right? I have the Faldic eye drops. The drops are stinging my eyes. Oh, really? Well, there's somebody that does a lot of blue light therapy, or she does a lot of sugar and inflammatory foods. Well, does everybody understand that eye disorders and diseases are caused from brain damage? Say it. Okay, so understand something. Eye disorders are from sugar. Eye disorders are from blue light poisoning. Okay. Honey, where's my glasses? I took them off when I changed my shirt. Here. Oh, right there. So I wear these all day long. And you know what? Today I was rewriting the Whole Life Coach Health Certified course. And I wore them the whole time I'm on the computer. I wouldn't dare do it. When we come on the show, if we come on like this, you know, I used to wear them all the time, but it looks goofy to people and they think I'm trying to do the movie star thing. But these are Tesla glasses. And blue blockers, forget it. What a waste of money. It's like I'm trying to push back on something. Good luck with that. It doesn't work. It never will work. And understand, Tesla glasses, they sell at about the same price as designer sunglasses. And understand, if you wear any glasses, sunglasses, whether they're designer or not, and you go out there, you're going to get sunburn. Because if you don't have the proper light coming into your eyes when you're in the sun, you have no protection and you're going to burn anyway. So, oh yeah, but I wear sunscreen. Well, that's cancer causing. Thank you very much. And the only one that's not cancer causing is what? C60 coconut oil. I put it on all the time. And even if we go out, I live in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico. That's where I live. That's where our healing center is. That's where our DOD 5-star. People come to our retreat from all over the world to heal, to rest, to play. And understand something. I can go out for the whole day. And if, let's say, I get a little bit red, I'll use the C60 coconut oil. You can use the C60 hemp oil as well. But guess what? If I get a little burn, okay, anywhere, I will just rub my silver bullet gel on there, and I will do it every 5 to 10 minutes. Not a lot. And I will do that maybe 6 to 10 times, and the burn is gone right before your eyes. And understand something, everyone. That's called real healing, okay? And where were we here? What was I talking about before I rudely interrupted myself? Oh, yeah. So when you use the bright eyes, what's happening, the reason why you're burning is because your eyes are so toxic and inflamed. That's why. And you know what? Wouldn't hurt if you drank more water. And if it could be from like a structure unit like this. I mean, you can take any water in the world, run it through here, and you've got structured water. We'll run water straight from the tap, and people don't get it. They think we're nuts. And we don't even filter our water when we're on the road, do we, honey? And we're not going to be stupid enough to buy bottled water. That they don't even have to list the toxins they put into the water. I hope you get that, everyone. You're all getting jammed, okay? I just love to see those fathers, and they go to Costco, and they've got those, those plastic small bottles, okay, that when you drink the water, you can taste the plastic. That would be carcinogen. And the reality is, you can see them. They're really proud. They're walking water home. It is too easy to program and poison humans. And then somebody said we're the most intelligent species in the universe. Well, I'd hate to see the rest of them, okay? So structuring will work under any tap. If the water's clear, we're going to structure it. We're going to drink it. And you can say I'm crazy, but guess what? I don't get sick. I don't have any diseases. I don't have any symptoms. Does it look like I'm lacking energy? Okay. I don't have any problem peeing. I'm in great health. And understand, I don't know a lot of people that put out the energy that I do. And that's the truth. But I do make sure I hydrate, and I hydrate a lot. Now, so she says, I have fulvic eye drops. The drops are stinging my eyes. Well, one thing, she needs to use them more. And she needs to take a look at her diet, doesn't she? And guess what? I don't know for sure, but she's probably, and I'm not going to say she is, and then if she says she's not, there's something that is inflaming her brain. How many people know that the optic nerve looks like it's backwards? It slows down the light. It slows down the frequency because guess what? It has to come in slow enough to be able to take the frequency in the light, and it makes all the images that you see. Your eyes don't see anything, and guess what? Oh, I'm going blind. No, you're going brain damaged. You don't go blind, you get brain damage. And that's why people that want their eyesight back, they hit C60 hemp oil hard. Why hemp oil? Because the hemp oil brings back the endocannabinoid system that you knock out in your brain. Most people can't handle pain and inflammation anymore because the endocannabinoid system's been knocked out by an inflammatory diet, but the main one is blue light poisoning. How many people know that blue light knocks out the endocannabinoid system that actually helps you to temper down inflammation and pain in your body? That's why everybody loves CBD, because it brings down pain and it brings down inflammation. And how many people know that the endocannabinoid system, which is in your brain, makes natural CBD for your body? Oh, they're going to make that illegal too? Listen, no, they've burnt it out. So that's why everybody craves this stuff. That's why everybody needs this stuff. The endocannabinoid system helps you to go to sleep at night. And most people don't have it because most people are addicted to their computers and their phones. Okay? It is, you know what this is? This is an evil necessity. That's what it is. If you don't know how to protect yourself, and I do. And you can only protect yourself with these glasses. Don't tell me that you've got some kind of filter on your screen. You got blue light blockers. There's Tesla eyewear, the only eyewear in the world that you could be on your computer for 12 hours and not feel any burning. Because it takes the blue light and it flips it into a healing light that heals your brain and your eyes. And that's a true story. Okay? So you might want to take a look at this, love. But people that have eye problems, I tell them to actually do the drops, okay, every 2 hours. And people that have cataracts, I tell them to actually go in and do the nebulizing of the infinite iodine and the bright eyes, you've got to switch. Because when you do infinite iodine, you don't mix it with anything else. With bright eyes, you can mix it with the silver bullet. And then I tell them to actually make sure that they're putting 1 drop of infinite iodine in each eye in the morning and at night. And then they're doing the fulvic bright eyes throughout the day. And you're going to see a change in your eyes. Okay. So her eyes are getting red. And guess why? Because they're so inflamed already and they're so toxic. Okay. So she needs to look at her diet because it's a riot. Okay. Christine, hi. Is the black gold 70 plus nutrients, essential minerals, and electrolytes are the same as beyond? No. First of all, there is 92 essential minerals in our Beyond Ormus minerals. Our Beyond Ormus minerals, and if you want, you can see the study on our website, has the highest electrical charge of any trace mineral product on the planet. It comes from the Arctic. What we do is we take 1,000 liters of ocean water coming off of there, but see, the minerals are actually processed by the plant life in the ocean. And then what we do is that we concentrate that down, and then we actually go through a process. Almost takes 3 weeks to make. And it is a special type of process that works on the emotional body of the human. And then we've got 92 trace minerals in our product. We're only allowed to say 70. Who did that? The FDA. They want to protect you. We have 92 minerals in there, believe it or not. And I give my kids electrolyte drink. What do you give them? Oh, Gatorade. Well, that's carcinogen. So guess what? It's poisonous. You give your kids our Beyond Ormus minerals, and you're going to see electric. It's electric. And anybody that has a chronic illness needs 80 drops a day. Anybody that doesn't, 40 drops a day will do it. And that's only pennies a day. It truly is. And no, the black diamond is dropping off 70, different trace minerals. So understand something, everyone. You can't get enough minerals. Minerals, if you've ever watched that, listened to that tape, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, that came out 30 years ago. Minerals are the basic foundation of everything. They're first and foremost. Lorraine?
Yeah, minerals are the spark of life, and we need that spark, especially today. You can't eat enough tomatoes to get what you did get from tomatoes 75 years ago. You can't eat enough. So we have no choice but to supplement our bodies in order for the body to be able to do what it needs to do. And end of story. That's it. We cannot eat our way to being healthy anymore.
So one tomato, when I was growing up, you'd have to do 40 today. I hope you're hearing this. I didn't do it. Why do you think I moved to Zihuatanejo, Mexico? Why do you think I have my healing retreat down there? People can come down there and they can do all the organic juicing they want. Is that true, Lorraine? We're right in the ocean where they're getting all the iodine they need. They swim in a saltwater structured pool at our healing resort. Okay. They have all the energy medicine there. They find out what real life is all about. You know, it's really crazy. People go, well, how does it feel to live in a third world country? No, we have a first class life, don't we, Lori? We are never coming back. We are never going to, that will be our permanent home. We will move. We will come back to Texas after we make sure it doesn't blow up over the next 3 years. We will live there as well. But no, we're going to stay where it's safe, where it's peaceful. And guess what? Where we pay only 25 to 20% of what we pay anywhere else to live the life that we could live down there. And people come down there and they can afford to come down there, and we can keep our prices lower. We can treat them better. That's how it goes, you know? I mean, people really today, we lock ourselves into these lifestyles. You need to really do a Braveheart healing contract and go home tonight and write down, what would I do and where would I be and what would my life look like if I was the master programmer? You might want to do that. And then every morning and every night, take a 2-3 minute look at it and keep tweaking it. And in 33 days, you'll have what you gave up a long time ago. Okay? Would I use iodine to help with tonsils? What do you think, Lorraine?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You spray that iodine at the back of your throat, you're getting rid of viruses, bad bacteria, fungus, and parasites. So
how long does it take to break down and dismantle? We can say this, and they can't do anything because it's a fact. How long does it take to break down a virus? And that's the strongest virus out there. How long does it take, everyone? 15 seconds, no longer. Give me the strongest one you can find, okay? And a virus isn't alive, and a virus is not anything. It's not a bug. A virus is a combination of different chemicals and toxins. Thank you very much, okay? And understand this. If I had a tonsil problem, all I'd have to do, because guess what? Our product's non-toxic. Why don't you just spray 5 sprays on the back of your throat and do it every half hour and tell me that in 4 to 5 hours you still have swollen tonsils. You don't. If you've got a hole that's 10 foot deep, don't do what's on the bottle. If you call us, we're not going to lie to you. Oh my God, here's my chance. How much more can I sell them? Are you guys like crazy? This is why it didn't work for me. Well, it didn't work for you because you're so infected, you're so inflamed, and there's so much deterioration in your tissues. And that's it. There's no integrity left in your tissues. And it's all about vibration. If your tissues are vibrating low, do you think that if we did what we call front end loading layering? It's called layering. Front end load layering when you're using a spray. Look, you can believe it or not believe it. This is not my fault. We'll have people walking out of hospice that we put on just Merigen, Beyond Ormus Minerals, and critical care thunder shrooms. And guess what? They get sent off there. And I've got even testimonials up online if you want to see it. Okay? All right, I've got a gentleman who had Lou Gehrig's disease, couldn't even move his head. His wife took him to a hospice because she said it's over, right? And you're not going to believe this. This is the God's truth. You know what? He actually started doing our program and doing front end loading. And she said, and this is the God's truth, and understand, this is how the system's so broken. She goes, Dr. Wolfe, we are broke. And this has been going on now for 20 years, his illness. And you know what? I don't want to go to hell, but I don't know if I can have him come back home. People's spirit, they get broken. The system breaks people's spirits. Yes or no? Yes or no? Lorraine, we know someone, okay, that already has arranged for assisted suicide because you can get it for free in Canada if the program doesn't work. Now that person, because they've already put the energy out there, do you think they're actually going to turn around? No. If anything, call up and cancel it, because guess what? Don't worry. In Canada, where Canada's going, they'll always say, fine, you cancel it, you want it, we'll give it back to you. It's covered by taxpayers' money. But we can't get people off the street. We can't help mothers that are single with children. Oh no, we can't do that. I'm just trying to tell you something right now. Okay, systems are sick, and people are getting sick because they're counting on the systems that are sick. And understand something. Don't buy any product from us. Don't take any of our courses. Just go into our library. Download my Perfect Day Guide free, and guess what? You cannot tell me that I'm trying to rip you off, because everybody's looking, oh, what's he really up to? I'll tell you what I'm up to. I'm up to make a difference. We are Braveheart Nation, and we're looking for Braveheart leaders all over the world. And if you think I'm kidding, we will be 100 times stronger in 2 years. 100 times stronger. Remember I said that, okay? We are calling out to the Bravehearts all around the world. We're not trying to wake up anybody except the lions. The rest are never going to wake up. Because you know what? If we tried to wake up anybody else, we'd be called terrorists. You know what? Every time that you try to sell health to your family, what do? Please, 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 stop. Lorraine?
Yeah, that's true. I remember talking to people and it was, yeah, no. Who are you? How do you know? Like, you don't know anything. My doctor is my main provider. So those are the ones who just go like that and throw the key away, and you can't make somebody change. You can't lead a horse to water and make him drink. All you can do is say the water's over there.
Quit horsing around.
Yeah, quit horsing around.
So anyways, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a lecture in Kelowna, and it's going to be at the Royal Anne Hotel. It's free if you want to come. Okay, it's in Kelowna, British Columbia. And I will be going, live as well. And that will be doing a meet and greet at 6 o'clock. That's BC time, Pacific Standard. And then at 7, I go live, and it's called Reverse the Irreversible. And then I'm going to be in Oliver. Trish has a brand new clinic, and you'll have to call. I don't know how much room she has left. And tomorrow night we're going to be doing free bone density checks on everyone. And understand, people pay a bone density. They'll pay like $150 for this. I'm serious. And if you want to get a free bone density, we're going to do it on everybody tomorrow night. We're also going to go to Trish's in Oliver, and that's just, I think, 20 minutes north of the Washington border. So if you want to cross over to Canada, they'll probably let you go back home. Then you might want to come, and I'm doing what's called a day with the doc, and that's from 10 until 3 in Oliver. And if you want more information, go to braveheartnation.com. And remember something, we are going to be doing actually New World Practitioner training, a whole life coach, health certification. And this is for everybody. I mean, if you're at the edge and you've had enough, this is 9 days. We'll turn you around. I'll give you a 3-day money back guarantee that I'm changing your life forever. Did you hear me? Understand something. We'll crack your coconut from the inside out, and we'll show you that loving and caring for yourself was always the ticket, and they told you to stick it. Okay? And then after that, Dr. Sage Wolfe will be doing the most powerful bodywork training in the world, and it's called Wolfe Non-Surgical. That's 12 days. And then Lorraine will be doing what? What are you doing, Lorraine? I don't even know what you're doing. What are you doing?
The Pelvic Restoration and Disease Prevention Masterclass for women. And really that is life-changing for everyone.
It's only 3 days. 3 days.
It's a 3-day masterclass, and you will be shocked how quickly the body responds when you provide it what it needs. Our pelvic area, especially for women, is our holy grail for healing. And most of us are just disconnected. We're disconnected. We don't have that connection. No wonder we're getting sicker and sicker and giving our power away to the medical system because we don't understand. Years and years ago, we used to sit and listen to our elders, and they would tell us, this is the way you should do it. This is what happens. This is, and nourish your body and love the body. But that's not happening anymore. We're not teaching our girls that. We're not spreading that good information. I remember when I got my period, it was a curse. That's what everybody was saying. It was a curse. It's not a curse. It's a blessing. When we get a period, it is cleansing our body in such a way that, we're preparing for carrying that beautiful spirit being. And life begins there. How can we not be connected to that area? How can we not nourish that area? We want to be able to be divinely connected so that our spirit can rise and that we can be the light for the world. We need to educate ourselves first so we have a good understanding of what's going on.
Thank you, Lorraine. Annette says, when is the next one? I love the interaction and encouragement. Well, it's every week. It should be at the top. I'm sure it's at the top, and it says the perfect day live Q&A, and it's Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and I'm sure we'll be back here, won't we? I'll be doing a professional training for some health professionals on the island. So I'm going to be in Vancouver Island, but we'll be back on here. And then the following one, I'll be in Toronto. And then the next one, I'll be back to Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, and I'll be in my brand new video studio, this is the biggest probably health video studio built. It's 35 by 50. We'll have 5 different stages there, and I am going to be offering that to all natural practitioners in the world that would love to have something like that but can't afford it, that want to do maybe commercials or promos or master classes or do their own shows. Okay. And Braveheart Nation's coming out August the 8th. And guess what? It is being touted as, I don't know for sure, but this is what the developers are saying. And the developers, guess who's developing it? Only women. Okay. Because guess what? It is not about competition. It's not about competition. It never was. It's about unconditional love and caring. It's about community. It's about coming together. It's about all the colors, all the religions. It's about everybody with every different belief system, okay? Allowing other people to have belief systems. And there's only one belief system that we want for everybody. Unconditional love for yourself and shining on everyone else. And stop judging yourself and stop judging everybody else. And that's why we created this app. So shut your yap. I'm kidding. Shut your yap, mind your own business, learn how to unconditionally love yourself and create the perfect day. That's really what it's all about. And listen, everybody, go to DOD5star.com and we'll have all the pictures up by tomorrow. Okay. Go take a look at the retreat that we have in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo. And we have the best energy medicine there. You can come down and do the couples training, learn how to do the non-surgical for your loved ones. And you can come down there. I'm telling you right now, if you've got an ankle problem, knee problem, it doesn't matter what problem, they said they can't help you or you need surgery, I call BS. And I mean the other BS, the stinky one. Okay? And it is a dysfunctional belief system. Remember something, corporations and the medical system, they're not broken. They're working perfectly fine. And you remember that. Okay. And the next time that you get traumatized and go, we got to rush to the hospital, you better make sure it's a life-threatening situation or you're going to be in one. And understand this, please download the PDG free guide, pdgfree.com. Just do it. And understand something. If you've got questions, you can call Lorraine or you can call me. And listen to this. Do not put me on a pedestal. You can call and say, hey, Darrell, what's happening? Do it that way. Break the ice. Don't say, Dr. Wolfe, I'm sorry to bother you, but I know that I'm an inconvenience because I have no value. Say, Dr. Wolfe, I have questions. Will you answer them? And don't say, I'm going to go quickly. Okay? Don't stress me out. No, Dr. Wolfe, I have questions. And guess what? We have answers. And Lorraine, how about you ending it tonight? Would you like to do that?
Sure. I'd love to be able to do that. You know,
good night, everyone.
When we can honor these beautiful bodies, these bodies are the most precious gift we have been given. And we've been numbing it out. We've been throwing things away. We haven't been honoring. We're not respecting. When we can come back to that self-love and really nourish the body on an emotional, physical, and nutritional level, That's when the body says, yes, now I've got what I need. Now I can bring your vibration up. Now you can flourish. And really, that's what we all want. We want to have this beautiful, perfect day. And you can have it, and you can become your own practitioner for yourself first, and then for your family. You don't have to be uh, a super educated person and know all those big words. All you need to do is love this beautiful body, understand how it works, understand how it works, and you will get there. And it's baby steps in the right direction. Love yourself back to health. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And if you can do it, somebody else can do it. Be that light, be that person. We are building a Braveheart nation. What a world it's going to be. And just know, wherever you are in this world, we've got this, right? 3, 2, 1. We've got this, Bravehearts. I love you guys.